Hey folks, my name's Ed Trevors. My pronouns are he, him, and his. I'm an Anglican priest serving in the beautiful parish of St. Margaret of Scotland that sits on the ancestral and on the unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. Gwe. This morning I woke up with a song in my head. I don't know why I have this song in my head. I don't know where it came from. Maybe I heard it on the radio and it just didn't register, but it's that song, a song of Sheryl Crow's, If It Makes You Happy, I believe is what it's called. You know the one, if it makes you happy, then it can't be that bad. If it makes you happy, then why the hell are you so sad? And that's the line. That's the line that's been ringing through. If it makes you happy, why the hell are you so sad? If it makes you happy, why the hell are you so sad? You know, I look around. And I'm inundated sometimes with the amount of information that talks about Christian churches. Christian churches behaving badly. Christian ministers saying absolutely horrible, ridiculous, awful things. And one of the thoughts that runs into my brain is, how can you be like that? How can you possibly be walking this particular line? Why are you so miserable? Why are you so angry at others? Why are you so hateful? Right? You're a Christian. And I know there are going to be some on this channel that this video might not relate to, but for those that are out there that are Christians, or perhaps you know Christians who act this way, living the Christian life is supposed to be a life of joy. It's not necessarily a life of happiness, and it's certainly not a life where we avoid and are free from suffering and grief. God, no, that stuff's promised. Right? This is still going to be a tough life here on this earth, and in some ways our faith is going to make it even tougher. But it's supposed to be a life of joy because the Christian who's accepted Jesus into their heart, the Christian who's accepted Jesus as Lord, also has accepted all the gifts that come with it. The love, the freedom from guilt and shame, the freedom from sin and death, the gift of purpose. The gift of purpose that is given to every single one of us, the gift of mission. We know the directions we are supposed to go. We know the paths we are supposed to walk. We've been given a call. And probably more than any other thing is that we're freed. We're freed from our own self-image. That we recognize our worth, we recognize our value, we recognize how precious and wonderful and awesome we are, not because of the things that we've done that makes us feel like we are those things, but rather because God simply tells us that I love you. You know, the divine, the creator of the universe, the creator of all things big and small says, I love you. And I've gone to this extreme to show you that. I've gone to this length to bring you closer to me. There's a lot. There is a lot for the Christian to be joyful about. So long as we keep our eyes on Christ, there's a lot for the Christian to be joyful about. And so I come back to the question, why then are so many Christians so bloody miserable? Why are they so filled with hate of others? Like if I'm living a life that is filled with appreciation and filled with joy, even though I'm suffering, even though I'm grieving, even though I'm frustrated or irritated, even though I'm sad, disappointed, whatever the case may be, if I'm living a life where I am focused on Christ, where I am appreciative of everything Jesus has done for me, with everything Jesus has shown me, with everything Jesus has called me to, if I'm living a life where I am filled with the joy that I, no matter what I've done, no matter where I've been, that I am somehow loved and welcomed. That I am wanted. Despite everything that I have been. How can I be so miserable? How can I be so hateful? How can I act in such appalling ways towards my neighbors? How can I behave in such atrocious ways towards the community that's around me? How can I promote my colleagues? How can I promote those, my family members in my congregation? How can I ask them to go off and do awful, hateful, say hateful and awful things? If this religion is supposed to bring us joy, if this religion is supposed to bring us an appreciation for the divine, if this religion is supposed to bring us closer to God, how the hell can we be so judgmental, so miserable, so easily offended? The answer is we can't. If we are coming across to the world as judgmental, vindictive, miserable, hateful, then the world, even those people who may not believe in God, they see that we are not followers of the Jesus that is known throughout this world. That we're not followers of the Jesus of the gospel. And we need to do something to change that. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord's face be made to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord's countenance be lifted up to you. May you always know the peace of being in the Lord's presence. And I pray, for those Christians out there, I pray that your hearts would be so full of joy and appreciation for all that God has given us, that the world would never see us as vindictive and hateful and miserable. I pray that we would live a life where we are forever demonstrating how wonderful it is to walk the path that we've chosen to walk. Amen. Nemultus.